Well, just like that. Water's back. No dock. Dock's underwater.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Took down all the trees. Got all the trees trimmed. So what you're looking at right now, boys and girls, is we call this the Brazilian look, the Blagzilian look. Things took that big tree down there. Didn't have much longer left, so
You got a much better.
yeah, it's tremendous. So since we're slapping, let's slap a number on this baby. What have we got? 330.
330, yes.
That's it.
SlapperCast.
Jason Miller was on one of our pages, our social media pages, and he wanted to hear episode 330.
Yes.
So here we are, SlapperCast, weekly chat with Blaggards, and for once we're not driving. It feels weird.
We're not, yeah.
It looks like you're skiing. What's new? What do we got?
Got kids starting college next semester.
Oh,
What the heck, man? Got his own apartment. Lease signed. You know what I mean? It's official. Gonna be 18.
I can't believe he's going to be 18.
Freshman in college, so.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. So he graduated valedictorian.
That's a big deal. Big thing, big plans.
Yep.
What about you? What's new in the world of the smalls?
Been wrangling up web design work, so that's been nice. And working on original material.
All right. What's the web design? Where does one go to wrangle the web?
Well, you can. I don't have a website. I don't have a website for my portfolio at the moment. But if you want to talk to me, you can reach me on social media or email me at chat@smalleypress.com.
Smalley Press?
Yes, that is the name of my informal design company.
Yeah, good.
What about you?
Man, you don't want to know. I had my first ever colonoscopy and endoscopy performed last week. And I asked them if they could just change me into a woman. And they said no. I had to get undressed for the thing. And I walked out and everybody had left. They just all left. I took my clothes off and the whole fucking office left. It's just... I mean, it's traumatic enough, having those cameras, because I had to have one down and one up. And I said, can you use the same one? Reverser? They said no. But this just seems like old hat. It seems redundant. It seems naff to say, but I have to say it. Gentlemen, please get checked. There's nothing to it. I heard horror story upon horror story about the colonoscopy prep. And I'm going to tell you, it was zero. I mean, just nothing on the rate. I mean, no pain, no surprises, no nothing. I mean, yes, the drink, I have had to taste your beverages. I have had more satisfactory liquids going to stop it. Yeah, it has to be done. The crew, I'll get you the name of the hospital. I was high when I went in, I forget the name, but the hospital in Conroe, Texas, just outstanding from start to finish. Incredible staff. I mean, weak stomachs, I'll say. When I got undressed, I heard the laughing and the fleeing and the screaming. I mean, that was a little unnerving, but professionalism, and you've heard the story 1,000 times too. The nurse said to me, she said, okay, well, I'm just going to put this thing in your, they put this block in your mouth so you bite down gently on it, and that's where the camera goes in and goes down your, checks out the esophagus. And I was right too, just so you know, I did have blockage in my esophagus. That's why my breathing was extra awful. She said, oh, okay, you just gotta have a little nap. And as she said nap, I woke up, and it had, hours later, and I'm just, and it was seamless. Mm-hmm. I mean, if I was performing that thing, I mean, I'd leave stuff up there. You'd find, you'd find debris, you'd find all kinds of souvenirs and party tricks and novelties and top secret. Look it up, gentlemen, ladies, everybody, get checked. There's nothing to it, and I'm not a fan. I'm an only fan. Blaggards.com, check it out. But I'm not a fan of the doctor. I try never go. But this is just a routine in and out, and so easy. And I just can't say enough good things about it. So
you should share the photo of you exiting.
Oh yes, we'll put it right here if somebody remembers.
Oh my God! I know this is him. This is you. Oh man, should be your profile pic.
Yeah, Paddy Hawking.
Have you ever had one?
Yeah. I'm about due for another one by now.
I know. They keep calling. They keep calling me. I think I even drove you home from one of them.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, he
right.
was high as a kite. And I said, man, they must have given you some good drugs. He goes, no, I brought my own.
It was funny that after that time, because I had him listed in my contact information because he was the guy who was picking me up that day. But the next time I went to the doc and I was reviewing my information, they had him listed as partner. I was like, no, he's just a friend. Says, because you moved him to this other one.
Please tell me you have a copy of that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah. Yeah, another, eventful week. So we've been off for a little while too. We're going to, I think the next one we're going to have is Bullet House Grill here in Point Blank, Texas. If you have not been to this restaurant/venue, you must make the pilgrimage out to, don't care how far away you are. That jalapeno burger is worth, it's worth walking, or breaking both your legs and dragging yourself there. It's worth it. Great crew and, nice stage, plenty of parking, no cover, all the stuff that we love. So, and I'm also doing another solo show in the Hibernia in Little Rock, Arkansas.
When is that?
So that's going to be the Friday the 13th.
June? July.
June.
You need a merch guy?
Yeah. Yes, I do. This is it's a separate segment, but we haven't put them in the last couple of things. I've been a little flustered trying to get my stuff together for some things. But I'm going to do my Patty Pet Peeves piece right now.
All right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Now, I have a few, but I'm only going to do this one. We'll add the next ones, but this one.
Let it rip.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, lovers, gentle lovers, let me tell you this. When you're driving, right, which we do a lot of, who drives more than we do?
Nobody.
Nobody.
No, you.
Right?
Nobody drives more than you.
No, us.
Okay.
You're in the car.
I mean, I did do some driving last night.
No. Come on, be real. Did you get photographs?
Yeah.
Insert them here.
Yes. I got a good one.
All right. This is called
sneaking.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
You know what we're doing.
Yeah, but he's sneaky. Just so you know, when he sleeps, he hides. He doesn't. He's always covered up. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just it's a blanket silhouette. I'm always like, man, he's smart.
Well, I have to because you can't. You'll get pulled over for that kind of masturbating. It's frowned upon. We'll say. But
I didn't plan that right.
yeah.
I'm like, damn it, how long do I stay down here? It's wet.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh.
I got excited this morning. So this is Patty's pet peeve piece. 3:30. Drivers. All right, left-hand lane drivers, you're wankers, and you know that. You're just scum. That's all right. But the worst is when you're overtaking cars and you're in the passing lane, you're in the left hand. We're talking America now. We're not talking Ireland where they drive on the correct side and we drive on the right side. Difference. So you're in the passing lane, you're in the left lane, and you're driving, and you're taking those cars, the whole group of cars, and you're going to get around. The 18-wheeler decides, I'm going to come out. Sees you making all this progress. Decides, and now there's also a hill coming. 99% of the time, there's a hill coming as well. So the 18-wheeler will decide he's going to jump out in front of you and overtake some car that's 2 miles in front of him, but he just wants to de-escalate any kind of progress being made. So they pull out. Now it's a hill. Now we're all doing 20 fucking miles an hour because you got the wanker that he's going to try to get eventually. Because, and that just drives me up the fucking wall. When you're driving and you're just making good time or whatnot, and then that 18-wheeler decides now. Let me also say this. This is just a caveat. 18-wheelers are not shown a lot of respect. They're not given a lot of grace. I don't know how it is at the truck stops. I'm barred from most of them. But when you're on the road, you see it all the time. People just zip in and out of them because they're big and bulky. They can't maneuver quickly, so they take advantage of. So they're always on edge. So they in turn have to. I think that their psyche tells them that they have to be wankers to everybody else. And that's why I think they do it, because they're just So that's my pet peeve is when there's obviously the 18-wheeler is losing no time by jumping, but they do jump out because they want to just kill that line of traffic that's making all this progress. They want to get then you're going to escalate with them on the hill, and everybody's going to have to drop down to just a crappy speed. So that's my pet peeve for the week. So there you have it.
Yeah, because it's like a 15-minute deal.
Oh, always.
And then the car on the right, They need to slow down and let the truck come back over because they've really bottlenecked the truck.
Yeah.
So you're just like, you got these two lovebirds going.
Yes. And you can also tell. You can also tell when the 18-wheeler is being a wanker because he won't get over.
Yeah.
In you know the thing. You know, my thing is I haven't been in that. Oh God, I've got to put a picture of my baby. Oh, she had a. You know, I had a deer a while back. I should have haired up. Now got it fixed. Oh, she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. I was driving and all the other cars were trying to touch her. Get the fuck away. Anyway, you know, I'm a very courteous driver. I'm very conscious of, you know, using, and I haven't been in an accident except the deer. Fuck you, deer. Just the attention to the road is paramount. Everybody knows that. But we see this all the time. We see the steering wheel, phone, and not even looking. I drive by and I'm going, what are you? I'm not even looking up. It's just mind-boggling how these people are still alive, how we're all still alive. So be careful out there, kids.
Yeah, I like the dual D.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, you're going 80 miles an hour, dude.
Yeah.
At least one-handed. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So something to it. So we're at the Woodshed, and we're going to go. It seems like we haven't played in forever. What are we going to work on today?
Good question.
I don't know. Whatever we want.
I know. Is there something that?
Play something new.
I got something new. Marker. I'm gonna throw this out here. We're just gonna let you know. I've spoken to Dan. As you know, the tour for 2025 this year is sold out. However, Dennis called me the other day because we've had a few more calls for some people that are interested in coming along on this trip, and he wanted to know about what are our thoughts about putting a 12-seater bus behind it, because we're already booking and we've already got people signed up for 2026 when we do the April tour. It's not going to be October in 26, it's going to be April. So we are putting out here on SlapperCast, letting you know that there is the possibility of a few more seats available, probably 10. I'm going to say 10 right now. So we could possibly have room for 10 more. So if you're interested in coming in October, we're going to go ahead and put that out here now. We'll do a separate little ad campaign for it, but we're going to see about putting another few seats on this tour. See what you think.
All right.
And remember, this year is going to be a little different. We're going to organize. I've organized a hike around my old stomping grounds, and we're going to just kind of lean in a little bit more to the Irish rock and roll. You know, basically the birth canal of Blaggards, and how, you know, what kind of music steered it, and what kind of, you know, on and on and on. So this year we're excited to do that, and I think 26 will lean heavier into that concept, having a little bit more. As everybody knows, the greatest Irish rock band of all time is Thin Lizzy, and we want to say, you know, bands like Horselips and bands like Wolf Tones, and on and on and on. These just tremendous bands that shaped the world as far as music goes. We're just gonna be a little bit more focused on that. And this year too, we're going to see the grave of the greatest Phil Lynott. We're going to his grave site, which we've never done before, and I'm a little embarrassed to say that. Maybe we'll cut that part out. I'm ecstatic, man. I'm always looking forward to it, but every year it just gets better and better and better and better.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we make a habit of visiting Phil's statue at Bruxelles every time we're in Dublin. And we did once get to see that statue of Rory Gallagher in Ballyshannon, yeah, which was also really cool. But I think that's the extent of our, up to this point.
Yeah.
That's been the extent of our official rock and roll stops.
This year too, time permitting too, there's a little, again, this would only be interesting, I believe, to a very, very small handful of people, but there's a record shop that I used to frequent. If you were into heavy rock back in the day, growing up in Dublin, you had to visit the Sound Cellar in Dublin. It was run by a fella called Tommy. We all go, Tommy, how's it going? And the funny story was, years later, I believe it was 2015. I think it was 2015, 2016. I brought my kids to Ireland and we went into the sound cellar, walked downstairs, and I showed it to them. And the place is claustrophobic, it's tiny. And Tommy's sitting behind the counter, he goes, Jesus, you said it to yourself. And my kids thought I was a god. They were like, oh, he knows you.
That's cool.
And it was just, it was very, very funny because, of course, I hadn't been in there since a teenager. Brilliant. And you want to talk about the use of space. Oh, my God.
That's amazing on top of amazing, because the fact that it's still there at all for after so long.
After the internet.
Right. Because most of those places are gone.
Yeah. That's why I said, I think only a few people would understand. We say, we got some CDs or some, and people are going, you can see the kids going, what?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Is this an investment thing? What are you doing? What are you talking about? So,
It's still in the same location, right? That he's always been. That's amazing.
It's right on the edge, right on the base of Grafton Street, which is one of the, Grafton Street and O'Connell Street, the two main, focal points of Dublin. As far as commerce is concerned, anyway. It's right. It's separated by Trinity College, where the Book of Kells and all that stuff. And if you get on the hop on, hop off bus tours of Dublin, you can't miss these places. Like Chad said, the Phil Lynott statue is outside of Bruxelles, where that was where we drank. And anytime we went into town, going into town was a big deal for us because we were out in the suburb. We were out in the rough part of town in Killiney. So we'd go into town and we'd meet up with the lads and just drink beer all night. And then sometimes as the Dancing in the Moonlight goes, you miss the last bus home, you're walking. So 2 hours of walking. And but I just wouldn't change a thing. Went back in time, wouldn't change a damn thing.
Yeah,
So there you have it. So what are you looking forward to this year in Ireland?
I'm looking forward to actually visiting the Sound Cellar. I haven't actually been in there before.
I want to see where you grew up.
Yeah, it's just stunning. There's a great movie if you're so inclined. Many have seen it, but the movie is called My Left Foot with Daniel Day-Lewis, and arguably one of the greatest actors of our time. But My Left Foot, based on true story of Christy Brown. But the last scene is where we're going to be hiking to, and we're going to be staying at the Killiney Castle, which again I'm kind of kicking myself. All these years of doing this tour, and we've never stayed there. I was like, what was I thinking? But again, working with Dennis, Doc, it's been a joy to put these tours together because a friend of mine, Karen, asked me the other night. She said, "So the hotels, are they like budget hotels?" Or they said, "No. Ever since we started working with Dennis, we don't stay in none of the hotels are even slightly crap. They're all nice."
Yep.
I think my favorite hotel is the International in Killarney. It's so old, and it's just so grand. It's borderline gaudy in places, but it's so comfortable, and it's just I love it.
Is that the one we filmed an episode in?
Yes.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. And Killarney's so beautiful too. I push people, and this has changed in my later years. I push more people towards Killarney now because it's just such a picturesque.
Yes.
They're all picturesque. All these towns are picturesque, but Killarney there's something about it. There's a magic to it. Galway's beautiful. Dublin is always going to be my favorite because that's where I grew up, and it holds all those memories. But Killarney it's just amazing to be in that very, very small little town, but then in steps, just a few steps, and you're in this just amazing park, huge park with lakes and castles and ruins and hiking trails and bike. You can take the horse and buggy around. You can take, it's just everything. And it's just, and the food, the people. Can we just fucking go now?
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. This is if you just get a wee shot of this is where I drink coffee every morning. This is the reason why I get fuck all done in the day, because I never tire of this. But then you go to somewhere like Killarney or Killiney, and you see that set, and you understand. Okay, it's a big world, and you got to see all of it. Got to.
Just trying to figure out how I update my medical records to have you as partner. I'm stealing you from Chad.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Partner.
I just wanted to slowly creep in, and then Stacy would be like, "Hey,
what is
Yeah.
So I want her to be fucking worried."
No, I saw some of those pictures from Bora Bora. I don't think she's ever going to worry again in her life. A woman's got it made. So does the young fella here. So we can do that. But
Bullet Grill.
Bullet Grill.
Bullet Grill.
Let's go have some fun, man. It's a local show.
And also, we also, if you want to head out of town too, I think we're going to be back twice to O'Malley's.
That's right. We just booked July 11th and 12th.
We're going to do July and August. So back-to-back months. This is going to be insane.
Yeah, August 8th and 9th.
Insane, yeah. And then August is going to be tremendous because we're heading all the way up. We've just Bitterroot Celtic Festival in Montana. Oh, you talk about scenery, and you talk about great people, and you talk about just a wonderful festival. It's not too late. Come with us. And the scenery, the drive up there is just breathtaking.
Yeah.
Breathtaking. And we're going to Seattle, we're going to Oregon, we're going to
Bend, Portland, and Seattle.
Finally, we're going all the way up
I know.
to the north.
So August
Western
will be
corner.
gone. Yeah. Really, really, really looking forward to that. And of course, there's no better time to get out of Texas too. Is in August, the dog days of August.
Yeah, it's gonna be like upper 70s out there.
Yeah.
So we've now, after we hit Portland, we've been in all four corners of the country at this point.
Yep.
It's really cool.
I think we should sneak across the border and play a show.
We haven't been to the Maine yet with you, but we got to do that again. What's Union, Maine was the furthest north. Unity, yeah, sorry. That's the furthest north we've been.
Yeah,
on the East Coast.
That's as far as we can go.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if we could try
San
to,
Diego,
if Unity is still booking those gigs, if we try to get back there when the school's in session. It was one of the funnest shows we've played back in those days.
Yeah, that was.
Another Philly run or something.
Yeah. Oh, there's no problem. I saw our friends up in Portland, Maine, the Outsiders, PBR. They've got some summer dates coming up, which I'm a little angry at them about. Check them out. Outsiders, PBR. They're doing some summer show, but they've been off for a while, and I don't like them being off, and they don't like being off. So somebody's got to fix this shit, right?
Yeah.
I don't like that. But I was actually talking to our friends. Anybody that's been watching, paying attention to SlapperCast, you'll have noticed that we have played Marty McGee's on Memorial Day 2025. And I did talk to the owner, Joe. I talked to him about Outsiders PBR from Maine about doing a show there. So Elvirus, get off your upside down cross and give him a call because you would kill at that venue. And speaking of others, let me also say, I did take a trip to. Can we blur this?
Blur what?
This next word out of my mouth.
Oh yeah, okay.
I saw some friends of ours called Plunk Murray. If they ever call us the Blaggards, I'm going to call them the Plunk Murray, but they won't because they're sweetest band. Every single one of them so talented. Every single one of them could be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Well, I went to a place called Gillespie's where we will be in September and October, I believe. It's in Richardson. I'm going to tell you this: the food, out of this world. And Rummy too, Rummy, the owner, very, very gracious, very generous. Thank you very much. Took care of my whole tab. And Julian, she eats like a horse. So I said horse. I said horse. Whew. Don't you be editing that shit. Eats like a whore. Anyway, snuck up on them, went in, and the coolest thing was most of them had Blaggard shirts on, didn't know what was coming. Blaggard shirts in the audience. Just the warmest welcome, and they could not have been nicer. And they play a lot of the same songs that we do, and it's just nice to hear them with the real lyrics. It's nice to hear them with their oh yeah, that's something. You know, for bands to reach out and to advertise for you or to help with it, it's nice, but they go above and beyond. They told lies about us. They said we were great. They told all this stuff, but they were just so gracious and So wonderful time there. Gillespie's in Richardson, Texas, where we will be in September, and really looking forward to that. And then another band out of Stillwater, Oklahoma, Waxy's Dargle. They are some more friends of ours, and we don't have friends in Oklahoma, as you know. It's not really a lot, but those guys there, talked to Craig, their lead singer, and talked to him about O'Malley's in Weston, where we will be in July and August, telling them about what a wonderful venue it is and stuff like that. And just Michael Coakley, you're in demand. Oh, speaking of Michael Coakley too, I think he might even join us in July. I think he might. We usually get him up to sing one, but I think we're going to get him up to sing a lot.
Yeah, he hasn't even. Yeah.
So
he hasn't sung us in a couple of years. Actually,
I know. He keeps faking illnesses. Yeah. So
I was trying to find when I posted those dates yesterday. I was trying to find some pictures of us. I just couldn't find anything that was good that was recent. But in searching around, one of the posts that came up was ages ago when Mike was still with us in the band and Koki was on stage singing with us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see. But yeah, it reminded me, like, it's been a while since he's jumped up with us.
Yeah, he did it the first time.
First time we were there, yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Now he's always smooching up.
I know. God, just because that harem of chicks, just
Jesus, man.
I know. So we're talking about Michael, who's a co-owner of O'Malley's in Weston, Missouri. He and Corey Weinfurt, Michael Coakley, the owners of O'Malley's. Just first time we ever met them, just immediate admiration and just joy knowing that we're friends. You know,
it was a sort of that feeling of one of us type feeling.
That's exactly right.
They're very much on a similar wavelength.
Yeah. Yeah, just and then to hear other bands talk about O'Malley's, and just to recap on the history too, we were asked to play at one of their tremendous festivals, the Irish Festival, the Western Irish Festival.
Mm-hmm.
We were asked to play it, and it was one of their main bands had lost their lead singer. I think he died suddenly, but we got to call him. We got to play there, and one of the just greatest compliments that we've ever received were that we were welcome back anytime after that. It meant a lot because the community, the communal feel, the camaraderie in that venue, and all those bands that were there.
Yeah,
it was just zero ego, zero. There's just no pissing contest, no shunning, no pecking order, nothing. Everybody was just in there and just threw down. Everybody just had a great time, and it was amazing. And again, I said it a couple of minutes ago. Plump Murray were doing a lot of the same songs, a lot of the same covers we do. Sounds completely different.
Yeah. Same
thing with the Western Irish side. All those bands, and everybody could play. Could crisscross a song here and there, and it would just be completely different. I love that.
Yeah, it is. All Celtic rock bands. None of us sound the same.
But that's
cool.
not true. Now I have heard a lot again, not that we played with, but a lot of the bands that I've heard, people go, "Oh, check these guys out." They're doing exactly the same version of the song that they covered. And the case in point being yet another topic that's been harped on here on SlapperCast episode 330. But a lot of the time we mention this book. We played with a band in Punta Gorda in Florida, and they begged the venue to open for us, and did our version, at least one song. I think it was 2 or 3, but they did one song, and it was note for note, and it wasn't that they just did a cover of a song. They did our cover of our song.
Yeah. And
it was like, no. But again, they had the stage etiquette of a gnat. It's just kind of, no, that's not what you do. But anyway.
It's still, that it is flattering. We've told this story before, but there was that other incident, early days MySpace, where you stumbled across a band that had a recording of Drunken Sailor, and it was our note for note our arrangement that they had lifted. But I remember being annoyed that I went and listened to it. The only part they didn't cop was my bass line. There's not much to my bass line, but I do have a couple parts where I stray from the root fifth and I do some other things, and they didn't play that. I was like, come on. But otherwise, it was identical. I mean, they have a fiddle and everything on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who did it. Somebody go, hey. Yes.
We added them as a friend.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, hey, and because they hadn't credited us. That was the thing. They didn't credit us for that. But they did after we added them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, when, so many times you've come across it 1,000 times in your career as well. Just, you see these bands and they just go, just lift that song. Nobody will know. Oh, yes, they will. And guess what? The world's getting a whole lot fucking smaller.
But what I was going to say is that it is a compliment. Even if people are stealing our arrangements, in a sense that has been done throughout history. It is kind of a folk tradition that arrangements get adopted and altered, and because we have our own arrangements of things, but there are elements that stretch back God knows how long. That's how traditional stuff happens. Nobody knows. After a certain point, nobody remembers who came up with this line or this lyric or this chord change or whatever. So we're part of that. Yeah. We're part of that story now, and that's actually kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. But just if you're gonna take the lyrics that have not been done before, and you're gonna put them on a recording and put them out as your own, then you can say this is not your fucking song.
Well, especially when you know where you're singing it from, and they're still alive and still working.
Mm-hmm. We'll probably be playing in your fucking zip code.
Yeah.
And that's all you play. Anyway, so moving right along. So why don't we let these fine people get back to their day, and we go slap some more in the studio.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for telling a friend. Let's come see a rock and roll show.
Yeah, what the hell?
We won't let you down. Let's see. Cheers.
Cheers.